It is a beautiful, bright Monday afternoon here, and we are coming from Toronto, Ontario, and yeah, that's in Canada, but we have no snow today, which is crazy. Middle of February, actually end of February, there should be snow, but there isn't. So today we're going to do a great DIY that you can do indoors. So if it's cold outside, don't worry, you can do something, and I promise you it's going to be a really cozy DIY. So have you ever thought of an Ikea hack that is super simple to do, and it has to do with pillowcases. So these fabulous, inexpensive pillowcases you can grab from Ikea, and they're about $5 or $6 each. And what we're going to do today is actually customize them with these fabulous stencils from MutteRitaVilleStudio.com. These stencils are a his and hers. So these are going to be awesome. I cannot wait to work with these. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to use paint on fabric. We get a lot of questions all the time about whether you can paint fabric, whether it be leather or vinyl or canvas or these pillowcases. And yes, you absolutely can. So some paints use an additive, and we don't put any additives into our paints to use it on the fabric. You can just go right onto the fabric. So typically when you open these up, they are wrinkled and they're so strong I can't even open it up. Good old Ikea. All right, so once you get it opened, you'll notice that there's a lot of wrinkles on it. So here we go.
Knife, anybody?
No, no knife.
I needed scissors to open those.
I know, we need scissors. Look at this. This has got tons of wrinkles on it. So what you want to do, your first step, you want to actually iron them, but you actually need to wash them first, because if you iron it, it doesn't fully get all of the wrinkles out. We're just going to move the knife away from here because we don't need the knife.
You wanted to open up the knife?
I didn't need to open it. Oh, goodness. I have this thing about knives. I find them very scary.
I found a trick too, was to iron those puppies when they were still slightly damp.
So what you can do, throw them into the wash, iron them. Lori said when they're damp, it's even easier to iron them. You'll get out all the wrinkles, and then it's going to look like this. Very nice. Oh, we'll just hide that one. Oops. Don't want to see that. I'm not sure what the frame can see. Is the frame just over here? Yeah. Let's see right here. That would be great. All right, so we're gonna move some stuff out of the way here. Perfect. Looking good. All right, so the his and hers. This is an awesome little set that you can do, and it's really great for housewarming parties, or if you've got a Mr. and Mrs. design, you can do it for wedding parties, bachelorette parties. This is super fun. So the first one we're gonna do, actually I'm gonna start with hers first, because her is very special. Okay, here we go. Now, what you wanna do, when you're going to stencil onto fabric, you have to be very careful that the paint doesn't bleed through. So what I did was I just grabbed a piece of cardboard that's gonna fit pretty much most of the stencil. So you wanna make sure that whatever you have is going to cover up anywhere that you're going to be stenciling. That's really important. So I'm just gonna open up the side here, slide it in. Where is everyone watching from today? We want to know where you're watching from. I just find it so incredible that this world is so small when it comes to social media.
We've got Orange County, California.
Ooh.
It's got to be pretty warm there. Warmer than here, anyhow. And let's see here.
Okay, and I'm putting this cardboard piece pretty much right in the middle. And there's a reason why I want to have my stencil pretty much right in the middle. So I've chosen a square pillow, very sort of classic style, and a plain white, because white really goes with everything. And one of those colors that's so on trend, it's actually a revival color. It's coming back from the 90s, I'm saying. It's that midnight blue, and midnight blue is one of my absolute favorites. So when you're using fusion mineral paint, it's zero VOC. It's so lovely to work with, and you don't need to add anything to the paint to be able to use it onto your fabric. So I've placed my stencil down, and I'm putting it exactly in the middle because I want, when you fill up your pillow, it actually kind of curves a little bit, so you lose some of your overall surface space. So it's important to remember that. If you were trying to do your stencil up here, when you filled your pillowcase, it would look a little bit off. So just remember, try and place it about in the middle somewhere. Now, stenciling fabric is one of the most satisfying instant gratification I think you can get when you are working with paint and stencils. So if you are a newbie and you've never stenciled before, you've never painted fabric before, I promise you the results that you're going to get from this are awesome. You don't have to be a professional. Anyone can do this. In fact, when I am demoing at home shows, I always get people to come on up and give it a try. So this is really how we're going to do it. These stencils come from Margaritaville Studio. They're really nice, sort of thick 10 mil mylar. That's awesome because that means the weight is heavier. Most that you get on the market are much thinner, and that means they're going to move around a little bit more when you're working with it. So this one's actually heavier. And all I'm going to do, I put the paint on the brush. I want to offload some of that. And offloading just means taking the paint off your brush as much as possible. And I'm just going to start dabbing. And I'm going to fill in all these areas where the paint, where the stencil is going to allow the paint through. And there's a couple different things that you can do. You can dab or you can swirl. Now, personally, I'm usually a swirler, but when it comes to, oh, you got to be careful. I did a boo-boo there. So the reason I actually had this on here before was because if you go right through your paper towel, you're going to go through to your fabric. So you actually want to put, if you have another piece of cardboard, my table is too small. You have another piece of cardboard, something that's thick so that it won't go through. It's okay, learn from my mistakes. That's why we're doing this DIY here first, so you can see how it's done.
Well, you can fix that mistake later by putting just a little bit of white on.
Yeah, you could. Okay, so I don't typically like to move stuff around too often because when you've got your stencil in place, see how I'm moving it around? You don't want to lose it, so just keep it in one spot and keep dabbing. Now,
is there something about the fabric? I've been doing some fabric stenciling and I like to do it on the really tight fabric because, you know, sort of like denim material, because it gets a nice crisp letter.
Yeah, if you've got a velour or something that you're working with, it may not be as crisp. This is almost as tight as a canvas. And when you put it on something that tight and you're dabbing it on like this, you're gonna get really nice crisp lines. And you just get such fantastic coverage. Sometimes I offload right onto the stencil itself so that I can have some control there.
There's a question regarding, would you ever use stencil glue to keep it from moving?
Not on fabric, no, because the glue actually stays sticky all the time on fabric. I've never actually had success using stencil glue on fabric, so I don't recommend it. And you'll find that you don't need it, to be honest. I do like stencil glue for wood surfaces, but again, it's tacky, so when you take the stencil off, it makes your stencil kind of forever tacky unless you clean it off with a mineral spirit.
Or acetone or nail polish remover, which is quite fumey. That's the only way I got.
It's quite toxic.
Yeah.
So now, see how I'm dabbing here? You could swirl, but I don't like to swirl on fabric because I find you may go under and you're not going to get a nice crisp line. So, my preference is to dab. And it's a good workout, ladies, gentlemen. You don't need to go to the gym. All you need to do is stay home, stencil some pillows. It's awesome. So we are going to be doing a giveaway today. And we want to know, what would you stencil onto your pillows? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a family-friendly program. Please keep it PG. We want PG answers only. I love the his and hers. I thought it was super adorable. And again, really great gift for a housewarming party, or if you got that bachelorette party, wedding parties. These are really great, easy to do DIYs.
A wedding party, if you were to stencil maybe even a piece of wood or something, and then have everybody write a little saying on the back, or
that would be really cute to have.
Wishes.
at the wedding.
Yeah.
So we actually have another stencil set that we'll show you after, a Mr. and Mrs. and that would be absolutely perfect for that. So I'm going to give this stencil brush over to Lori, who's just going to make sure that, oh, we have to move the frame, sorry, 1 second. We need more arms.
2 hands.
So we're going to be using, I don't know if you are following us on Facebook, but if you go to fusionmineralpaint.com, you look at our website, join our Facebook feed through there, and I'm always putting up little how-tos and DIYs. And yesterday I put up a custom blend of our beautiful champagne color and copper color, and I'm going to show you how to mix that so it looks absolutely stunning. All right, so I don't typically like to mix in the container lid, but that is what I have and that's what I'm going to do. So our champagne metallic is a beautiful, stunning metallic. It is kind of like a bit of a ballet slipper, has ever so slightest hint of pink, ever so subtle. You can barely see it, but if it's against white, sometimes you just get a hint of it. And I'm going to add the copper. And this copper metallic, when you mix them together, approximately, 1-to-1 ratio. I'm just going to take this little brush and swirl it around. And we're going to make some magic happen here. We're going to make a beautiful, stunning rose gold color. You can easily make your very own rose gold. And I gave a little sneak peek of this last night on our Facebook page. And I don't know if anyone was watching the Oscars last night. Anyone? Yes? Glitz and glam, sparkles, gorgeous. Metallics and sparkle, they are in. They are hot and rose gold. Beautiful, stunning. So there we go. That's how easy it is to create your very own rose gold color. Now I thought what a cute little touch this would be to add the rose gold to the arrow here at the bottom. And you can actually, change, you can add like little bits of different colors and shadow throughout. You don't have to do one solid stencil if you don't want. I'm just gonna offload some of that. And again, I'm gonna push down a little bit here and start dabbing. Now I've already used this stencil once, and the beautiful thing about using the Margaritaville Studio stencils is that they are so incredibly durable and strong that you could wash it and use it over and over again, but I don't even wash mine. I just use them over and over, and they're just so fabulous to work with. Now, again, when I do my demos, my live demos at any of the home shows or anything like that, I always bring up a beginner DIYer who's never done any DIY before, and I ask them to stencil. And they always kind of think, oh no, I can't do that. But you absolutely can. And it's just, again, instant gratification. It's beautiful, easy. If you're talking Ikea hack, this is one of the easiest, quickest Ikea hacks that you can do. Where is everyone watching from today?
Oh, I saw some from Indiana.
Oh, wow.
Washington, Florida. There's some.
Any fusion? Do we have any fusion merchants watching today? We've got fusion merchants globally, so if you're looking for any fusion mineral paint and you want to take a DIY class, they actually teach these workshops. So these are the pillowcase workshops, and they've got a couple of different stencils and texts that you can use, but we've got our Tones for Tots nursery collection stencil. That's really great for baby showers as well. If you know anyone that's expecting, you can do a baby shower workshop. How cute would that be to do everything you need for the nursery? All right, so I've gone ahead and done that. So this is our beautiful rose gold color, and now we're gonna do the reveal. So the reveal is simply just lifting up the stencil. There we go.
Ooh.
Wow, love it. So that is pretty straightforward and easy there. No big secrets, just like what I said. And then I always say less is more. So when you're offloading your brush, you won't get anything seeping through. I love that. I love adding the little touch of the rose gold to the hers. All right, so I'm going to grab my next stencil brush and we're gonna do the his. Yay, this is so much fun, I love it. Okay guys, what would you be stenciling onto your pillowcases? What are your favorite words, sayings, phrases? Share with us, we wanna know.
Okay, we have some people from Michigan. I've seen like 3 or 4 people already, and Tennessee, South Carolina, from all over. Let's see if we can get some suggestions here.
So I'm just gonna slide out my piece of cardboard here. All right, and I'm gonna swap over for the other color pillow. The other color that I grabbed from Ikea was a charcoal, and I'm a huge fan of sort of the blues and the charcoals, and I just love it. So I thought, yep, that's what we're gonna do. And I like to mix and match. You could do 2 pillows the same color, his and hers.
I've got a couple of suggestions here.
Awesome.
One of them was she would stencil a monogram.
Oh, monograms are beautiful.
And another one here would stencil chill time. All I can think of is Netflix and chill.
I did say keep it PG, folks.
It is PG. Netflix
Yeah.
has a lot of food documentaries on.
What's the most recent one? Chef's Table?
Yes.
That's fabulous.
I've been watching Chef's Table.
All right, so you notice that I had to kind of bend the cardboard to get it in because the cardboard piece doesn't always fit into the size of this here. You need the cardboard to be a little bit bigger, so you just bend it to get it in. It's no problem. Really super easy. I'll grab my cardboard there. All right, it's time for his. Yay, exciting.
Namaste in bed.
Oh, I like that one. I've seen that Namaste in bed. Yeah, I'd love to, but I have a baby and I can't.
God bless this mess, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
My bed generally stays messy. I don't have time to make it. There's no way. Oh, where did you get the stencils? Okay, I've seen this multiple times.
So
I think
our-
we put up the...
Our retailers actually have these stencils and they teach wonderful workshops. And if you're trying to just buy the stencils, you can buy them from MutteritavilleStudio.com. And there's actually a very special price. She's done a drop dead special for you. If you've watched the Hometalk Live, go to her website, mention the Hometalk Live when you place your order, and you're gonna get $10 off if you place your order within the next 48 hours, I believe. So by March 1st. So that is fabulous if you want to give it a try. Again, these stencils are awesome, and it actually takes almost no time at all to paint these. This color I'm using is called Little Stork, and it's part of our nursery collection. Fusion Mineral Paint has 7 dedicated nursery colors, and it's a very, very soft lilac color. And against this sort of charcoal, I just thought it'd be so super pretty. And you'll notice that sometimes I dab and sometimes I kind of swipe. So it just depends. If you're gonna swipe like this, you don't wanna go sideways so that it goes underneath.
I have a question.
Questions are great.
Yeah, how do you keep the stencil from moving or slipping?
So the stencil is quite a heavy mylar. I'm pressing down, and it's really important when you're doing it just to kind of move your fingers along and press down, and try not to press sideways so that you move it. You could just put some tape in place too, some painter's tape, that works. But I find these really stay in place quite well.
There's a question about what is the difference of mineral paint, and I think because we're using it not on furniture at this moment, we're actually taking advantage of the fact that it's 100% acrylic resin. There's no vinyl mixed into it, which makes it
Very
really
strong.
durable for multiple washings. And
Oh yeah, this is gonna last if you want to wash your pillowcases over and over again. The acrylic is going to make it work so well. And we use natural pure minerals for our colors, and it's 0 VOC. We also don't have a ton of other really awful chemicals that are in a lot of products out there. For me, it's really important. I work with this on a daily basis. When I was expecting my son, I was working with it every day, and I wanted to make sure that what I was using was very safe. And that's actually why we had our paints, and especially the nursery line, tested against the toy safety standards of North America. So that way you know that what you're using is very, very, very safe. And if you want more details on that, you can find more at our website as well. But mineral paint, typically you can use it on furniture, you can use it on a little bit of everything. You can use it inside and outside, and that's the beauty of it, is it's so incredibly versatile that it's wonderful for a multitude of surfaces and projects. And the beauty of it is it's pretty much a one-step, virtually minimal prep required depending on what the surface is. And you may need to give a very, very light sanding if you've got a really high gloss sheen going on. If you have any wax on your surface, you may need to, should I do this one in the rose gold again? Or should I do it in, I'm not sure which.
I'd rather like do it in this color, and then here I would put in rose gold, just the feather parts.
We're having fun. So we'll show you how to blend. And it's actually really, really easy to blend.
I love blending.
Let me see, where did I put that the other stippler?
Oh, right here.
Awesome. So there we go. Yeah, if you haven't used Fusion Mineral Paint before, Fusion Mineral Paint is so easy to use, and you can buy it online from our retailers. You can go into a store, and it's really easy. Just visit our website, fusionmineralpaint.com, and you can click on the Where to Buy tab. It's right at the very top right-hand side. And we're also looking for more merchants. So if you've got a store and you're thinking of adding a paint line, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. And perhaps you could be one of our newest merchants. This is great. I love blending different colors together.
Yeah, I like this one. As far as suggestions go, Vicki Miller said, mine and ours.
Oh, I like that. Mine and ours. Yep. Perfect.
I also thought if you wanted to, you throw boxes into the closet instead of listing, the name of the person, you could stencil it or stencil some. Yeah.
So you bought some Ikea boxes as well. Another great hack. And when you put them on the shelves and you open your closet door, it says what it is, or it says his and hers, or Mr. and Mrs. Great idea. Okay. So it's just a cute little way to do it.
On her store windows.
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah, and behind it you can put another layer of paint, or even a textured stencil behind your letters.
Just to really have it show through.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. All right, so let's take a look here at this reveal. So again, for this one, just to recap, we used the Little Stork color, and that's a beautiful, very soft lavender color from our nursery collection that we have. And they come in lots of sizes here. We've got the tester size, and it comes in a pint size. So if you're doing multiple projects, you can get the larger size. And the testers are really great. I mean, I barely used anything out of this tester. In fact, someone posted up on our Facebook page yesterday what they got out of one tester. They basically painted an entire side table from one tester. And that again goes back to what the minerals are in the mineral paint. It has such incredible covering properties in it. All right, here we go. So we're going to do this reveal. We've got a beautiful rose gold color, and it kind of fades into the lavender there. And just lift up, there we go. So when you're removing it, you want to just lift sort of straight up. And I'm going to set my stencil aside so it can dry.
Fantastic.
But I love that. I love how that sort of faded in.
That looks great.
Wow, beautiful. You can sort of see that metallic shimmer there. Really, really quite pretty.
There we go. When it blends.
Yeah. Really pretty. So that is the His and Hers stencil collection that we have. And there's more. We don't just have that one, but we also have, I'm going to set this aside, well, let me show you what it looks like. Once you get your pillows done and you can fill in your pillow form. There you go. Isn't that like the cutest little collection? You can set it onto your couch. So I'll make some room so that we can put that there so we can get the full effect and see what it looks like. So there we go. There's the his and hers. And again, I just love the really dark, bold colors onto the light fabric. It just shows off so nicely and it's so crisp.
Yeah, it's very, very clear. And I think you get that A from the thick mylar and the stenciling technique, as well as the thicker denim material.
So these ones I didn't play too much with the different colors, but I really like blending the colors as well. And I used the light color on top of the dark fabric just so that it really stood out. Guess what? We also have Goodnight Gorgeous and Goodnight Handsome. I don't know if we've had that suggestion yet, but this is also available as well. So if you're thinking of taking a class, we also have the Mr. and Mrs. So let me show that to you. Let me just put these over here so they look super pretty.
I'm going to hone in onto the snoring cat. I swear, I can hear him snoring.
Probably. That would be my cat, wouldn't it? All right, now the Mr. and Mrs. How cute is that? So I did the rose gold for the Mrs. I don't know if you can see that beautiful shimmer on there. I got some nice sunlight coming in. And then I did the champagne for the Mr. And again, if you're going to a wedding, what a great wedding gift. You know, really simple, really easy.
Sure.
It also comes with the and symbol, so you can get the Mr. and Mrs. There's a whole bunch that you can do, but yeah, if you're thinking of doing a wedding party, bachelorette party, there's just so much that you can do with these stencils. And our Fusion Mineral Paint merchants are teaching these pillow workshops, so you can go in there, bring a couple of friends, make a whole night of it, just have fun. And yeah, what would you write onto your pillows? There's been some really great suggestions. So it's time for us to pick. I think we have to pick a winner.
Okay, we had a couple more questions, but I think all the questions can be answered via the links that have been put up during the thread. I think the most frequently asked question, and just again, was the stencils. Where do the stencils come from?
So the stencils are made here in North America by hand. They are laser cut on 10 mil mylar thickness, and we work with a really fabulous company called Margaritaville Studio. And if you go to margaritavillestudio.com, it's a bit of a mouthful, but we will be putting the links on there too. And if you've just watched this, if you go and you put in, there's a little code there, you can get $10 off your purchase. And it's just such a great deal. So grab that $10 off your purchase until March 1st. So you've got 2 days. So hop on over to the website there. And if you're close to a local Fusion merchant, give them a quick call, send them a Facebook message or an email, and ask them when their next pillow workshop is. And you can go on there with a couple of friends and have a great evening of it.
Okay, so I don't know if they're having a hard time. They're saying, can you please spell the name? But the name is in the link of the blog, and the blog link is up.
So what we did was I actually wrote a blog on fusionmineralpaint.com, and it is the most recent blog, and it tells you everything step by step how I got this look, and everything that you need there has its links, so you can just click on it. So go to fusionmineralpaint.com and click on the blog, and every link will be right there that you need. And we'll also go through and add those links for you as well.
So we have to decide who's the winner. There's another great suggestion. I want to stencil my family's names on them so that they would each have their own pillow.
Okay, so if you're looking for custom stencils, again, Margaritaville does do custom stencils, so you can always order from them. But I think, you know, when it comes to holiday time or anything like that, I'm always thinking of doing like really nice personalized gifts. And for me, doing a gift like that with each individual's names, what about all your kids? If you've got 3 or 4 kids, or one like me, you know, getting something custom made would be really super sweet. And it just makes it that much more special. And what about getting your kids involved? They can easily do this and achieve this. So think of, we've got Mother's Day coming up and Father's Day coming up. So little hints there if you want to think of something really special.
And you can customize it even more if you wanted to do some paint strokes along the top or the side in a color that's already within your room decor.
So you may be seeing sort of all over Pinterest right now brush stroked pillowcases, and literally it's just dry brush stroking pillowcases. It's really easy to do, and you don't need a special brush. You can use one of our regular Fusion brushes, dip it into some paint, and just drag it across.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Any more suggestions for what you would put on your pillow?
dreamers, you make my heart smile, kiss me goodnight.
That's so cute.
I've seen that a lot. Always kiss me goodnight.
Always kiss me goodnight.
I don't know why that namaste in bed sits in my head.
I think I like that one too. All right, well, I think we found our winner. So whoever wrote Namaste in Bed first, if you can please send us a message to fusionmineralpaint.com, go onto our Facebook page, and for anyone that's watching right now, we're always doing these fabulous DIYs. So join our newsletter, and we will happily send you out our blog links and extra little tidbits of tips. And if we ever have any new products coming out, you'll be the first to find out. So we would love to have you join our newsletter and like our Facebook page. And don't forget, tonight there's another wonderful home talk at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So join us again for another fabulous DIY, and we hope to see you at fusionmineralpaint.com. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye.